it's Laura, and I hope you're all doing well. For those of y'all who are new to my channel, I'm a registered dietitian, and I'm all about plant-based nutrition. I also, on occasion, will do minimalist videos as well, and so this is one of those videos. I'm a huge component of letting experiences and love and people enrich your life, and having things and items and materialism be at the wayside. And so as a result, it's caused me to reevaluate a lot of the items that I have had in my life and that I have in my life, and getting rid of the things that don't bring any value to me. So as a result, today I thought it would be fun to share with y'all some things that I no longer purchase since having this kind of realization. So if you're interested, then keep watching. So the first thing I stopped buying was backups. So backups of shampoos, backups of makeup, backups of cleaning products, backups of dishwashing soap and things like that. Because a lot of times what I would find myself doing is, once it was time to start using that other container of makeup, then by that point either the makeup went bad or I had lost interest in that specific brand or that specific product. And so as a result, I started buying things once I run out of them. So once I run out of shampoo, then I go buy new shampoo. I stopped having 5 bottles of shampoo either under my counter or in my bathroom. And as a result, I genuinely enjoy going to buy things and trying new products and things like that. And so it really allows me to focus on consuming high quality products and not just buying backups because they're on sale when the product really isn't even that good to begin with. Next, I stopped buying jewelry, and I gave away all of my what do you call it, like costume jewelry or jewelry that tarnishes and things like that. And the jewelry that I do have is very minimal. I don't have that much, but it's nice stuff. It's stuff that has been passed down in my family. And so as a result, whenever I wear them, they make me feel a certain way. They make me feel loved because they've been in my family. They make me feel pretty because I know that they're real and genuine. I would buy different types of rings or buy different types of necklaces, and then in a month they would tarnish, or they would turn my ears green, or they would turn my fingers green, and then I just end up throwing it away. Next, I stopped buying extra clothes and extra shoes. I still buy those things, but when I actually need them. And as a result, my closet is pretty bare. I wear scrubs to work, so that also helps. I just have a couple pieces of business casual, and then 3 pairs of scrubs, and then casual clothes. So as a result, I don't need as much as well, but at the same time, I have 1 pair of running shoes, 1 pair of boots, 1 pair of flip-flops, 1 pair of flats, and 1 pair of high heels, and that's it. I don't feel the need to have different types of shoes or different types of clothes that I never wear, because in my mind it's just sitting there. I'd rather give that to someone else if I've already bought it, and hopefully they can find value out of it and they can utilize it, or I'd rather just not buy it at all and spend that money on some type of experience. There's a lot of skincare products that I stopped buying. You may think this is crazy, but I don't wear deodorant anymore. I don't smell ever, and so I'm like, why am I putting this on myself when I genuinely never smell? I stopped buying things like loofahs. I don't buy those anymore. I don't buy anything that doesn't serve multi-use. So if you've seen my skincare routine, I'll link it down below if you haven't. My palette basically has everything I need in it. It has my blush, my eyeshadow, my highlighter, bronzer. I never really use it, the bronzer part, but still. And so as a result, I have minimized the amount of products that I use on my body and the amount of skincare that I actually need. Next is purses and or wallets, which if you knew me 10 years ago, 5 years ago, my roommate in college would be shocked. Because I literally, those over the door hangers that you have, that you can hang jackets or whatever on, I used to just have it full of purses. And I started to realize that I was genuinely only using 1 or 2 of them. And the other ones I would use on occasion, but more because I felt guilty that I spent the money on it and wasn't actually using it. It wasn't because I actually liked them. And so I minimized my purses down to a couple. And I'll be honest, the majority of the time I just use my backpack because it's big enough to where I can throw anything in it. I can take it traveling. I can put my laptop in it, my camera in it, and it's super easy because I only have to carry one thing instead of being like, okay, I have my purse. Okay, I have my laptop bag. Okay, I have this, I have that. I just throw it all in there. Next, this wasn't so much minimizing my life, more of a way to save money, is I stopped dyeing my hair. So I had been dyeing my hair literally since I was 12 years old, and I had no idea what color my hair was. You know, like the beautician would guess, my mom would guess, but no one really knew. And then when I moved to New York, and New York is a really expensive city, and getting your hair done is really expensive, especially because I was getting a full head of highlights. And so I just stopped getting my hair highlighted because I didn't have the money to do it. And so by default, I was like, hey, this is great. I don't have to go to the beautician every 6 weeks. I'm saving a bunch of money, and my hair's fine. Like, I like the color of it. It's not like I don't like it. And two, I've never been one to enjoy getting it done. It's not a process I enjoyed. It was more of an annoyance. So it was something I was just doing because I'd been doing it for 15 years and I didn't know any other way. So it was one way of, I guess, me kind of stepping out of the box and being crazy. But if you're someone who you dye your hair and you love it, great, keep doing it. But for me, it was just a way that I kind of cut back, and I don't miss it at all. Next is I stopped buying home furnishings that just sit there and that serve no purpose. And kind of when I had this epiphany is that whenever I got Mona, she was a puppy and she was a little hurricane. And so there were several things that she broke on accident, or honestly, I broke on accident. Things just happen. And I learned that when certain things break, I'm like, oh, well, wasn't meant to have that. Or that wasn't meant to be in my house. I don't view it as a big deal. It's already broken. There's nothing you can do. And so as a result, I started going around my house and saying, you know, which items are just there to collect dust and which items do I actually look at and appreciate. And when I see them, it makes me happy. So if I would look at an item and feel nothing, I gave it away. Same goes for bringing new furnishings into my home. It has to be something that I genuinely love and appreciate in order for me to actually buy it and put it somewhere in my house. Next is perfume, and this kind of goes along with home furnishings because I am not the most graceful person in the world, and so oftentimes what would happen is I would end up dropping the perfume. It would shatter everywhere and I'd end up throwing it away. That's generally probably what happened to about 50% of my perfumes. Also, I started to notice that whenever I would wear perfume, it would kind of give me this like faint headache. It wasn't a raging headache, it was just faint. But I just love perfume so much. I love the smell and everything, but my physical body was giving a reaction to it. So as a result, I minimized all my perfumes and I don't see myself buying anymore. Kitchen gadgets that only serve one purpose. So if a kitchen gadget can't do multiple things, I don't buy it at all. And there's certain things that whenever you're moving out or whenever you get your own place, you buy it just because you feel you need it for some reason, or the house you were raised in, whoever raised you, they had it, but you never really use it. So for me, it was an example would be the little brushes that I guess you brush marinades on, like, I don't know. That's a prime example. A rolling pin, that's another prime example. So items that you're never gonna use, genuinely. And if you do, then I guarantee your neighbor has one you can borrow, and I guarantee they're gonna be like, oh, I never use it, just have it. Next is I don't buy extra pantry items. If I already have a large amount of a certain type of grain, then I don't buy more grains. If I already have pecans and walnuts and pumpkin seeds and chia seeds, I'm not gonna go buy a bunch more of those. It's something that I buy things similar to my skincare products. I buy things as they run out, and I don't just buy things just in case. I don't buy things for them to sit in my pantry. I like seeing my pantry rotate. I like using things up. I like buying things that I know are gonna be used within the next few weeks or so. Granted, there are certain things that stay in there like spices and herbs and bouillon cubes and stuff like that. But even those I go through like crazy. So I like to have food that is as fresh as possible. And as a result, that's how I shop. And so I stopped having stuff sitting in my pantry just to sit in there. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them below. Also, if you're on a journey to declutter your life as well, and there are certain things that you've stopped buying, then I'd love to hear from y'all. Also, if you have any suggestions for future videos, as always, please feel free to leave them down below. And I hope everyone's doing well, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye. So today I thought it'd be fun to debunk some myths or assumptions that certain people have about dietitians. And granted, I don't know every dietitian out there, but I do know a decent amount. So these are in regards to me and my coworkers and my friends who are dietitians.